If you win, you manifested it, fantastic. If you lose, you would have spent so much time imagining it that you're really gonna want it. And because you're really gonna want it in your mind, you're gonna be more motivated to work hard than ever before. Most of you do not use your mind for what it's for. You've forgotten how to imagine things. But you cannot close your eyes and vividly imagine. You can't give yourself goosebumps. You can't evoke an emotion in yourself anymore. This is an age-old skill that humans had very recently up till social media. You should be able to close your mind and imagine the life you want to live so viscerally, to the point where you can taste it, so that this reality, the one outside of your mind, feels like nothing but a prelude, a ramp, which allows you to get where you want to go. The mind is that powerful. If you ask any champion of anything, they always envision themselves as champion all of the time. And the reason they do that is, one, so they feel confident, but two, so that if they don't become champion, they're more angry and more. Manifestation is real, but not because your mind doesn't want you weak. He doesn't. Right now, you're sitting there frustrated. You're looking at your life, your situation, and you're asking, why is it happening for me? Why am I still struggling? Where is my success? You work, you grind, you put in the effort, and yet nothing seems to be moving the way you want it to. And because of that, you're doubting everything. You're doubting yourself, doubting your abilities, and worst of all, you're doubting God's plan for you. But let me tell you something that most people will never understand. God knows exactly what He's doing. You don't have what you want right now because you're not ready for it. I know that's hard to hear. Your ego doesn't want to accept it. You want to believe that you're already built for success, that you deserve it right now today, but that's the difference between winners and losers. Winners understand that the process is the test. The struggle isn't a punishment, it's preparation. Think about it. You ever see someone win the lottery and go broke in a year? You ever watch these young guys make quick money in crypto, flex for a few months and then disappear? You know why that happens? Because they got success before they were ready. They never built the character, the discipline, or the resilience to keep it. Easy come, easy go. And God is never going to put you in a position where your blessings become your curse. That's why you're still struggling. That's why you haven't hit your big break yet, because if He gave it to you now, you'd fumble it. Look at your life. If you suddenly had millions in your account today, would you even know what to do with it? You'd think you would, but you wouldn't. You'd make the wrong moves, trust the wrong people, blow money on nonsense, and within a year, you'd be worse off than before. That's why God is making you wait. That's why He's putting you through trials, because you need to be strong enough to handle what's coming. You ever wonder why great warriors go through the harshest training, why soldiers are put through hell before they're sent into battle? Because without the suffering, they wouldn't be ready. Without the discipline, they'd break under pressure. You're in training right now, and every setback, every challenge, every moment where you feel stuck, it's part of God's way of sharpening you into the man you need to be. But most people, they fail the test. They give up too soon. They start questioning God. They start whining, why me? Instead of embracing the process, they reject it. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why most people never achieve greatness, because they don't have the patience or the faith to trust God's timing. You need to wake up and realize something. If you don't have it yet, it's because you're still being built. And if you quit now, you don't just lose out on the blessing, you lose out on the transformation that comes with it. Because success isn't just about having money, power, or status. It's about becoming the person who can handle those things. The process is brutal. It will break you down. It will strip away your weaknesses. It will force you to face every insecurity, every flaw, every limitation you have. And that's exactly why you need it. Because when you come out on the other side, you won't just have success, you'll be unshakable. But only if you don't give up. See, most people want results now. They want shortcuts. They want to wake up one day and have everything fall into place without the years of work, the discipline, the sacrifice. But that's not how God works. He doesn't hand out blessings to people who aren't ready. He doesn't reward impatience. He rewards those who trust the process, put in the work, and prove they can handle the weight of success. Ask yourself, do you really think you're ready for everything you're asking for? Do you really believe you've done everything necessary to hold on to what you want? Or are you just chasing the fantasy of success without doing the real work required to sustain it? Because here's the truth, the waiting is part of the plan. The delay isn't a denial, it's a setup. God isn't holding you back, He's preparing you. He's testing your patience, your faith, your resilience. He's seeing if you're the kind of person who quits when things get tough, or if you're the kind of person who keeps going even when everything seems stacked against you. And that's the moment where most people fail. They hit a few obstacles and suddenly they think the dream is dead. They convince themselves that success just isn't meant for them, and they stop. They give up right before the breakthrough, right before everything was about to click, right before God was about to open the door. That's the devil playing tricks on you. That's fear creeping in, whispering in your ear, telling you to settle, telling you to give up. And most people, they listen. They let doubt win. But not you, not this time. You're going to trust the process. You're going to stay the course. You're going to have faith that every hardship, every setback, every single painful moment is leading you exactly where you're meant to be. Because if you can't handle the struggle, you don't deserve the success. If you can't embrace the process, you'll never reach the destination. And let me tell you, when you finally get there, you'll understand why the wait was necessary. You'll look back at all the frustration, all the challenges, all the moments where you felt stuck, and you'll realize God knew what he was doing all along. The only question is, are you strong enough to trust him? Because the moment you do, the moment you fully commit, the moment you stop questioning and start embracing the process, everything changes. You ever stop and think, what if everything you're going through right now is exactly what you need? What if the struggle, the delay, the frustration, it's all part of God's plan to make you unstoppable? But instead of trusting him, instead of embracing the challenge, you're sitting there complaining, doubting, asking, why me? Let me tell you something. The moment you start questioning the process, you start losing. You start letting fear creep in. You start thinking that maybe success isn't meant for you, that maybe you're wasting your time. But that's the biggest lie of all. God isn't punishing you. He's training you. He's testing your patience, your resilience, your discipline. Because let me tell you, weak men don't win. Weak men crumble the moment life gets hard. Weak men take shortcuts, look for easy money, try to skip the process, and guess what happens? They fall, they get exposed, they get humbled. You see it all the time. Some guy gets lucky, makes a bit of fast money, and within a year he's broke. He thought he was ready. He thought he had it all figured out, but God showed him real quick, you don't get to keep what you haven't earned. And that's why the process exists. That's why God is making you struggle, because when your time comes, he doesn't want you to just touch success. He wants you to keep it. But most people, they don't have the patience. They want the reward without the work. They want the victory without the fight. But let me tell you something. There's no shortcut to greatness. If you try to force success before it's time, it'll break you. Because success isn't just about making it. It's about being strong enough to sustain it. That's why you're still struggling. That's why things aren't happening as fast as you want. Not because you're being denied, but because you're being prepared. And if you quit now, if you break down and give up just because it's taking longer than you expected, you don't deserve it in the first place. Listen to me. The wait is a blessing. The obstacles are a gift. Because in every moment of struggle, you are being shaped into someone greater. God is watching to see if you're truly ready. Are you still going to put in the work when no one is watching? Are you still going to stay disciplined when nothing seems to be moving? Are you still going to believe in yourself when everything in your life tells you to quit? That's the test. That's what separates the strong from the weak, the ones who trust the process from the ones who fold under pressure. And let me tell you, the moment you decide to stop doubting, to stop resisting, and to start embracing the struggle, everything shifts. Because the struggle is where champions are built. Think about a warrior going into battle. He doesn't just pick up a sword and expect to win. He trains. He sharpens his mind, strengthens his body, learns how to fight. He goes through the pain, the discipline, the exhaustion. He bleeds in training so he doesn't die in battle. That's you right now. This process you're going through, it's your training ground. Every failure, every setback, every time you feel like giving up, it's all preparing you for the moment when God finally says, now you're ready. But if you quit now, if you walk away from the process, guess what? You forfeit the blessing. You abandon the very thing that was meant to build you into the man you need to be. And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy who gets to the end of his life, looks back and realizes he gave up too soon. That he let his doubts, his impatience, and his fear rob him of the future God had waiting for him. That's the worst regret of all. Knowing that you had the chance, that the door was right there, but you were too weak to walk through it. But you're not going to let that happen. You're going to wake up tomorrow and trust the process. You're going to stop questioning God's timing and start working like a man who knows that success is inevitable. Because that's what faith is. It's knowing without a doubt that everything you're doing right now is leading you exactly where you need to be. And when you finally get there, when everything clicks, when you look back at every struggle and realize that it all happened for a reason, you'll understand why the wait was necessary. Because success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you become along the way. So let me ask you, are you ready to trust God's plan, or are you going to let doubt rob you of your future? Because the ones who make it, they don't question the process. They embrace it. You ever wonder why God doesn't just hand you success the moment you ask for it? Why he makes you fight for it? Why every step forward feels like you're being tested, pushed, and broken down? Let me tell you why. Because God doesn't want you weak. He doesn't want you soft. He doesn't want you to get to the top only to crumble the moment pressure hits. See, weak men think success is just about having money, fame, power, but strong men, they understand that success is about transformation. It's about becoming the kind of man who can carry the weight of responsibility, leadership, and discipline without folding. And the only way to become that man? The process. The process is what separates the winners from the losers. The process is what weeds out the men who say they want it but aren't willing to bleed for it. Because here's the truth. You can't fake greatness. You either put in the work and become the man who deserves success, or you stay in the same cycle of mediocrity for the rest of your life. And let me tell you something about God. He doesn't make mistakes. If he hasn't given it to you yet, there's a reason. You still have lessons to learn. You still have weaknesses to kill off. You still have discipline to build. But most of you don't want to hear that. You don't want to be told that you're the problem. You'd rather blame bad luck, your circumstances, or some nonsense excuse to make yourself feel better. But guess what? None of that changes reality. Reality is this: if you are not winning, it's because you are not ready to win. And instead of complaining about that, you should be grateful. Because when God makes you wait, when he makes you struggle, it's because he's making you strong enough to never lose again. But most people don't see it that way. They cry about how unfair life is. They say, why is this happening to me? Instead of asking, what is God trying to teach me? And that's the shift in mindset that changes everything. Because the process isn't just about making money. It isn't just about success. It's about earning wisdom. And wisdom only comes from experience, from struggle, from walking through the fire and coming out stronger on the other side. You ever notice that people who got everything handed to them usually end up broken? Athletes who go broke, celebrities who overdose, millionaires who lose it all because they never learned how to handle what they had. You think that's a coincidence? It's not, because they never went through the process. They skipped the struggle. And because they skipped it, they never learned how to hold on to what they had. That's what God is protecting you from. He's making sure that when success comes, it stays. He's making sure that when he finally blesses you, you don't fumble it. And if that means he has to keep you in the struggle a little longer, then so be it. Because God is more interested in your strength than your comfort. And this is where most people fail. This is where most people quit. Not because they're incapable, not because they don't have potential, but because they refuse to trust the process. Let me tell you something. Most people lose right before they were about to win. You know how many times I've seen guys quit at the last second? 1 month away from success. 1 year away from their breakthrough. But because it didn't come fast enough, they folded, they lost faith, and they walked away from the very thing God was about to give them. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy who lets doubt steal his future. Don't be the guy who lets frustration make him walk away from something that was meant to be his. Because let me tell you something. God doesn't promise an easy road, but he does promise that if you keep going, you will win. The only question is, are you willing to keep going when it feels like nothing is working? Are you willing to stay disciplined when no one is watching? Are you willing to trust that every struggle, every setback, every single painful moment is part of God's way of shaping you into a man who can handle success when it arrives? Because if you refuse to break, if you refuse to let the process scare you away, then you are and that's exactly what God wants you to be. Now, what's it going to be? Are you going to be another guy who quits, who makes excuses, who lets his emotions control him? Or are you going to rise above the doubt, trust the process, and walk into the future that God has already prepared for you? Because the choice is yours. This is where the weak fall, where the strong rise, and where God sees what you're really made of. Right now, in this very moment, you have a decision to make. Are you going to trust God's plan for you? Or are you going to let fear, doubt, and impatience steal your future? Because here's the truth. God doesn't need you to understand the process. He needs you to trust it. You think you're waiting too long? You think the struggle is unfair? You think the pain is unnecessary? God knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what you need to go through to become the person you're meant to be. He knows what lessons you need to learn. He knows what weaknesses need to be burned out of you, and he knows when the exact right moment is to give you what you've been praying for. The only thing stopping you from winning is you, your doubt, your impatience, your inability to see that the delay is a blessing, not a punishment. Every second you spend wondering, why isn't this happening yet, is a second you could be spending becoming the man who is ready for it. Think about this. If success was handed to you right now, would you truly be able to handle it? Could you carry the weight of what comes with it, the responsibility, the discipline, the constant pressure? Most people think they're ready, but they're not. They don't even have control over their own emotions, their own discipline, their own habits. And that's why God makes you wait. That's why he puts you through fire, so that when success comes, you don't fold under it. You ever wonder why God took so long to elevate some of the greatest men in history? Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before he was ready to lead. Joseph was thrown into slavery and prison before he became second in command of Egypt. Even David, a king anointed as a boy, had to go through years of struggle before he ever sat on the throne. Why? Because God never puts unprepared men in positions of power. And if you are still in the struggle, if you are still waiting, then God is still preparing you. The only way you lose is if you quit too soon. If you let frustration trick you into thinking that the process isn't working. If you let your emotions make you walk away from something that is already yours, you just haven't grown into it yet. The real test isn't whether or not you can handle success. The real test is whether or not you can handle waiting for it. Are you strong enough to keep working when it looks like nothing is happening? Are you disciplined enough to stay focused when doubt is screaming in your ear? Are you faithful enough to keep moving when you can't see the finish line? Because if you can do that, if you can trust the process, even when it feels like everything is against you, let me say this one last time. God knows best. He is never late. He is never wrong. He sees the full picture when all you see is one piece. And if you can have the strength to trust him, to embrace the struggle, and to refuse to quit, then success isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Are you going to keep doubting, keep resisting, keep letting frustration hold you back? Or are you going to wake up tomorrow and say, God, I trust you. I trust the process, and I'm going to keep going no matter what? Because that's the moment everything changes. That's the moment the struggle stops being your enemy and starts being your greatest advantage. The people who win in life, they don't run from the process, they embrace it. And if you can do the same, if you can stay the course and trust God's timing, then one day, not today, not tomorrow, but one day, you're going to look back at everything you've been through and say, now I understand.
The 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander Trail Edition. Ambition never rests.
I love to take my dog Coco outdoors because I'm always on the go. That's usually when I get somebody's urgent email. The features in Grammarly have been really helpful to create clear communication in a second. My name is Claudia. I'm a marketing manager and adjunct professor here in San Diego, and I use Grammarly every day. With AI, you're expected to take all the data in the world and pump out something that is perfect. I talk about this a lot with my students. A lot of them, they're like, hey, we have every AI tool available, but it also only learns as much as we put into it. The critical thinking and just your own personal pizzazz really makes the big difference. What I like about Grammarly versus some of the other AI tools where you're going out to their website, plugging things in and having it come up with stuff, Grammarly is using your words and your ideas to create a new, clearer message. So it stays more authentic to your own voice. Using Grammarly can help adjust my tone for my marketing role and my marketing teacher role. With my students, I try to be really relatable, but then sometimes you have hard conversations and you need to make sure that you aren't coming across a little too harsh. There's a lot of character to my personality. I won't slow down to reread my stuff. Using the Confident tool is the second set of eyes that help me know how somebody else is going to perceive it. Download Grammarly today.
Listen, getting successful, whatever you consider successful, if it's rich, whatever, it's not a magic trick. It's not God picks Certain people he'll make rich and certain people he don't. He gives all of us as his children the power of choice. You have a say-so in that. You can decide to be rich, and with God's help, it's highly doable. But you first have to think it. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. I'm no better than none of y'all. I'm not a better person than you. I'm not a better Christian than you. God don't love me more than you. None of that. If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change. Listen to me. It's not, what makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your siblings think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. They have nothing to do with it. This decision is yours and yours alone. It's two people born in a hospital every day. It's a person that's born in a hospital that's going to get a job, and somebody born in a hospital that's going to give them a job. You get to decide which one you're going to be. You get to decide. Let me tell you something. You get to decide if I'm going to be rich, poor, mediocre, plentiful, happy, sad. You have a decision to make. Your mind, all right, here we go. This is the teaching moment. Let me give you this so you can get on with your 2019. You walk in the house, you pick up the remote control. Let me teach you how this works. And you press the power button. When I told you 2019 will be the best year of your life, but you have to claim it. You have to expect it to be the best year of your life. You have to live your life with the expectation that great things are coming your way. And that's how it works. Now let me teach it to you. You grab your remote, you press the power button. What do you expect to happen? You expect the TV to come on. Guess what? It come on. If you want to see SportsCenter channel 46, and you press 46 and OK or select, what do you expect to come on your TV? SportsCenter. And guess what show up? SportsCenter. They got the concept of creating a remote from the Bible. See, God is tied to all of this. You better understand what I'm trying to tell you now. The Bible says, a man is as he thinketh. God created us in his image. God thought of this world. He thought of it, so he created it. So he made you just like him, that your thoughts can create things. He made you just like him. Now, you can't go make earth and heaven like he did, but you can make a better world for yourself.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it, that's the worst feeling in the world.
There is a scripture, Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry means take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. That ain't in the rich people's copy. That's in everybody's Bible. The problem is everybody don't do it. But it's right there. But you got to do it. I'm just telling you, if you don't do it, it's too hard. It's almost impossible. That vision board has changed my life. Everything I put on my vision board, I get. Everything. Now, you have to understand something. It's not going to come when you want it to come. It comes at an appointed time. That's the trick. But the appointed time is what throws people off. Because when you ask God for something, he sends it. He ships it immediately. Soon as you ask him something, you really believe he'll do it, he boxes it up and he ships it to you immediately. The problem with the package is he never gives you the date that the package is going to arrive. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. Because if he told you the date that the package would arrive, it would destroy the requirement he has of all of us, which is faith. Faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. So if you ask God for $1 million and he tell you I'm gonna give it to you in March of 2020, you wouldn't need no faith. You'd be talking to people crazy because you know in 2020, I'm finna be a millionaire. But he sent $1 million as soon as you ask for it. But it's going to come at an appointed time. The problem is people stop waiting on the package. Then when it get to you, because he delivers only to Faith Street, when he delivers to you on Faith Street, but you done stepped off of Faith Street, you over here on I don't see how circle. He don't ship there. Instead of staying on Faith Street, you done stepped over here to I don't believe it Boulevard or it took too long Avenue. Then the package come to Faith Street. It's just like the post office and FedEx. If you ain't there to receive it, it got to go back. That's how it works, man. You have control of this. This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain. You're the master. You're the foreman. You're the general. You're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody, especially the devil. Do not let Satan come in here and function and operate, because he has one mission: to keep you off course, to make you not think it's possible, to make you think that God don't hear you. His job is only to destroy you, to make sure that you don't become what God intended for you to become. That's the mission of the devil. Now, if you don't believe in the devil, this conversation ain't for you. If you don't believe in God, this conversation ain't for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who are spiritually based. If you get control of this, that's why I'm telling you these two books. Look, the best book you can read is the Bible. If you read the book of Proverbs over and over and over, it's the book of wisdom and understanding. It would really help your life, man, if you just read. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That's the only book in the Bible I've read cover to cover. I've only read the book of Proverbs. I've read some scriptures every now and then. I only know 5 or 6 scriptures by heart. I'm just going to be real with you. But I've memorized them 5 or 6 scriptures, and them 5 or 6 got me here today. I know a lot of people that know the Bible inside out ain't got nothing to show for it. You know why? Because they memorized it, but they didn't apply it. I have applied 6 scriptures to change my life. But these books that I told you about, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, you know what it does? It just teaches you how this works. Once you get this, y'all, you can change everything. Do you understand? Negativity, let me just give you this and I'm gonna walk away. Negativity, you can protect yourself from negativity. And that's what stops most people, negative thoughts. You can coat your mind from negativity. It's a real simple exercise to do. I do it every morning before I walk out the door. So I walk out as a positive person. You know, I get tired sometimes. That's different from being negative, because I get mentally drained from my job at times. But to coat your mind from negativity, the way you can put a coating around your mind is with one simple thing: gratitude. Gratitude erases negativity. I'm gonna show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning and you start having negative thoughts, man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm tripping, I just don't feel myself. Every time you feel, in the middle of the day, if you feel yourself doing that, stop, just stop for a second. And start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. Not everything you want, everything you already have. Because what you have is substantial. You just haven't gone over the list and taken inventory in a long time. But the fact that you can walk, that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reason, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someplace home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact that you have an opportunity to get it right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful, that's another blessing. The fact that you have any measure of health, that's another blessing. And I'm just talking to you, I don't even know you. I could give you 50 things you ought to be grateful for right now. I don't even know you. Start coating your mind with gratitude. It'll change everything for you. God is good, man. You ought to give him a chance to work in your life. Thank y'all for coming.
Imagine being able to build anything, for any reason, in any style, at any scale, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many, from passion projects to enterprise-grade systems, everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
I'm in the only profession there is no school for. You can't go to school for comedy. There's nothing. Nothing available for comedy. You're either born this way or you're not. But you could go take lessons, and then, you just got to get around the scene out here. It's hard. It take a long, young people, you just got to understand, it take a long time to make a lot of money. Quit thinking you finna just hit it. That's not how this works. It take a long time to make a lot of money. I just got this money summer before last. I'm 61 years old. I just got this money summer before last. Took me a long time, man. But there's joy in the process too. See, you gotta enjoy the process. You gotta be grateful when you're making 50,000. Then you gotta be grateful when you get to 75,000. You gotta be grateful at 80,000. A lot of people stay pissed off because they ain't a millionaire. But I got news for you. If you pissed off where you are right now, you'll never be a millionaire. You want me to tell you why? Because there is a principle of success that God requires our gratitude. The more you're grateful for, the more God will give you to be grateful for. Because see, God, he real smart. He got this system set up real smart. So you can immediately increase your life by being grateful. Instead of complaining about what's going on. Man, I got to go to work today. Man, I got these kids. See, you asked for all this though. Remember when you wanted a job? Remember when you wanted a baby? Remember when you wanted to get the new car? Well, the new car come with some bills. Well, remember when you wanted to get you a bigger place? You got the bigger place. It costs more money. You know what I learned? You can't cry about what's on your plate when your whole goal was to eat. You can't, man. And the moment you start showing God more gratitude, he'll give you more stuff because he's such a fair God. What he do is he's not going to keep giving you stuff if what you got you can't handle already. So he ain't gonna put no more on you than you can bear. So while you tripping about all you got to do, he said, well, let me quit giving him stuff to do because he already can't handle this here. You kill more blessings by not being grateful. That's the number one blessing blocker, lack of gratitude. That's the number one reason I have what I have, and that's the number one reason why I'm going to get more, because I just stay grateful for what I have. And I'm busy, man. But over last year, I was complaining a lot, and I couldn't understand why these few deals wasn't closing. I was on vacation this year. I was sitting on the boat. I was looking out over the water, and God he just showed it to me. He said, well, Steve, you've been complaining a lot about your workload, about how much you got. I can't give you no more because I don't want to tax you. I don't want to overburden you. I came back, told my wife that. We finished up the vacation. I came back. I changed everything. I wake up every morning with nothing but gratitude, and I became more efficient. And I'm telling you right now, 2 of them deals, I signed one yesterday because I figured it out. The cool thing about it is, it don't take God a long time to bless you. He starts immediately, man. Listen to me, y'all. Wake up every day and start being grateful. Wake up every day. Don't check your phone first. Don't check your texts and messages. Wake up every morning and just start thanking him for just your life, your kids, your job, your house, your food, your clothes, your money, your car, your husband, your boyfriend. And then immediately after that, you'll have a better day. And then watch, he start giving you more stuff. It's really not a magic trick to getting rich, man. You just have to learn the principles of success. And that's how you should dream. You should dream outlandish dreams. If it's in your imagination, it's possible. Do you know that you can't think of something that can't happen? You know it's impossible to think of the impossible. It's not possible. So if you think it, it's possible. And if you live your life in possibilities instead of probabilities, you have a greater chance of finding happiness. Seriously, never live your life in probability. Probability is the probability of something.
Hey, what's up, people? Look, man, I'm pained, bro. I'm pained. I'm just full of into that. I don't even let just my mind be bother other stuff. I'm just painting day and night, bro. I'm doing that day and night because I need to change my life, bro. There's a 2 a.m. I need to change my life, man. I need to start doing what God was made me to do it. Literally. Paint is my gift. God made me to do this. And I'm gonna do this, man. Wherever you have a patient, wherever something you have inside of you when it doesn't let you sleep at night, just follow that, man. Just pursue that. Just work on that. I'm telling you. God gonna open all doors. Just start doing something. Everything gonna change. Don't go too much future. When you go too much future, you're gonna think about bad stuff. Don't do that. Just be here, think about today, and I promise you everything gonna be okay. Just paint, just work on yourself. Just do your videos, do your YouTube, your stream, wherever you wanna do. Just do, man. Just do something. Just be something. Just be somebody. Just continue this every day to do something. I'm telling you. Oh, sleep is so late, man. But I'm telling you, man. Don't scare of anything. Don't scare of anything, man. Just keep your chin up. Trust a process. It's really important. You have to show God you are not gonna give up every slowest obstacles in this life. You have to, if you wanna get a lucky, you just have to take action. Just do whatever you want to do, man. Just take action. I'm telling you. Cause God gonna reward people who only take action. If you're not gonna take action, sitting at home is gonna be very sad, hard life, bro. I'm telling you, just do it. Don't give up. Trust the process. Understand you have to pass all of these obstacles to become strong man mentally, to get wherever you want. If you want all of that money, millions, if you think God gonna hand you right now, you can handle that? I don't think so. You have to go through all of this to become that man. And if you can understand, and if you can trust, I'm telling you, you're gonna achieve that a level. If you're gonna always complain and say why it's happened to me, this first, third, second, and it's gonna be very, very hard for you, man. It's gonna be very, very hard for you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go and be somebody, man. Go and be somebody. Go and be somebody.
Suck my dick in the back of the pants. Suck my dick in the back of the pants. Yeah, that shit fat.
Okay, no problem.
The
Pet bitch. Nah, but I'm gonna let them be sitting back there. You know what? Because I'm going to jail.
And to think,
This motherfucker, it's hot as a bitch in here.
Shazam!
Still capped at 4 players.